Though readers are mainly exposed to battles and conflicting interests in Westeros, there are also many other fascinating aspects of Westeros, like its geography, cultural customs, and unique creatures. According to some estimates, Westeros is 3 times the size of Great Britain. According to fans who have studied the cities and towns of Westeros, the most populous cities in Westeros are King's Landing, Old Town, Lannisport, Goldtown, and White Harbor. King's Landing is the capital city of Westeros and is estimated to have almost 500,000 people. Old Town is located in the Reach, which is controlled by House Hightower, which is a vassal of House Tyrell. Lannisport is located on the west coast of Westeros and is controlled by House Lannister. Goldtown is the biggest city in the Vale, which is controlled by House Arryn. White Harbor is the biggest city in the north, which is controlled by House Stark. There are around 9 distinct regions in Westeros. The north, controlled by House Stark. The Riverlands, controlled by House Tully. The Vale, controlled by House Arryn. The Westerlands, controlled by House Lannister. The Stormlands, controlled by House Baratheon. The Reach, controlled by House Tyrell. The Crownlands, formerly controlled by House Targaryen. Dorne, controlled by House Martell. And the Iron Islands, controlled by House Greyjoy. Most of Westeros follows the faith of the Seven, a religion that believes in one god with 7 faces. However, in the north, most people worship the Old Gods, which is a religion focused on worshiping deities belonging to nature. The other religion found in Westeros is called Way of the Drowned God, which is worshipped by the inhabitants of the Iron Islands who are based on Vikings in real life. In the far north of Westeros, there are wildlings or free folk who worship the gods of ice and winter. There is a 300-mile-long wall that protects the 7 kingdoms from potential attacks, and it is guarded by the Night's Watch. In general, Westerosi culture is based on real-life medieval European culture, and its political system is based on the feudal system. There are many distinct variations of Westerosi culture in different regions due to different ethnic and religious origins, as well as climate and terrain. The north, a very cold and frigid environment, is extremely different from Dorne, which is mostly an arid desert. Commerce in Westeros relies heavily on agriculture, extracting resources and trading with different regions. For example, House Lannister is considered the richest house in Westeros due to a large number of gold and silver mines they control. Unlike other fantasy worlds, like Middle-earth, Martin did not explicitly state how Westeros was created. Most of Westeros' history was based on oral traditions and ancient runes. Many of the scholars of Westeros, like the Maesters of the Citadel, who are basically scholars and scientists, doubt many of the ancient claims made. It was believed that the original humans of Westeros, the first men, originated from Essos, and when they arrived, they were in constant conflict with the Children of the Forest, who were the original native humanoid inhabitants of Westeros. However, they stopped fighting and formed an alliance which resulted in the first men adopting the Old Gods' religion. In 8000 BC, the Long Night started, which resulted in a generation-long darkness of famine, and the invasion of the White Walkers, a race of icemen from the north. During the Battle for the Dawn, the people of Westeros were able to defeat the White Walkers with the help of the Children of the Forest and giants. The Age of Heroes was a time period that overlapped with the Long Night. Many of Westeros' houses trace their ancestry back to this period. For example, there's Bran the Builder, who was the builder of Winterfell and the Wall, as well as the founder of House Stark. However, many Westerosi historians doubt the accuracy of these accounts. One of the most historically important creatures in Westeros are the dragons. Like in traditional European folklore, dragons are reptilian creatures that can fly, breathe fire, and be used in combat. The inhabitants of the Valyrian Freehold, an ancient civilization centered around the city of Valyria and Essos, were the first people to use dragons in their conquests. For nearly 5,000 years, they dominated Essos, but in 102 BC, the Doom of Valyria occurred, which was a cataclysmic natural event that destroyed the city. 12 years before Valyria's destruction, Daenerys, the Dreamer Targaryen, had a vision about Valyria's destruction, so she convinced her father to relocate to Dragonstone, a Targaryen fortress located on an island off the coast of Westeros. In many ways, House Targaryen embraced their Valyrian heritage. For example, their coat of arms is a dragon with 3 heads. Throughout the War of the Five Kings, many deaths, battles, and betrayals occurred. There is a common pattern that can be found throughout Westeros' history. The amount of time and effort required to write a detailed book caused George R.R. Martin to delay publishing his sixth book, The Winds of Winter. This led to the HBO series Game of Thrones ending with only 8 seasons, even though it should have been longer had George R.R. Martin published all of his books by 2019. However, George R.R. Martin did also publish a prequel to his A Song of Ice and Fire series, Fire and Blood, which consists of almost 140 years of Targaryen history. The House of the Dragon HBO TV series was an adaptation of the second half of the book. Additionally, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is an upcoming HBO TV series based on the events of Tales of Dunk and Egg, which is set around 90 years before A Song of Ice and Fire. Since George R.R. Martin is currently 76, some of his fans believe that he might not be able to complete his novel series. Martin stated that he did not want others to finish his works for him and ensured that his unpublished manuscripts remain unpublished. Though we are not certain on whether he will be able to complete A Song of Ice and Fire, his books will remain popular and will continue to be so for many years to come. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting on this video to give me feedback. Thank you for watching.